Hello YouTube. Just a quick PSA before we can start on this video. The original video was from a man named Distaste, or as you may know, Snakelover23's. The original video is still in Google's cache system, but you have to find the original link to access it. Please note that the current public upload is from Old Classic Gamer. While I don't know him personally, I deeply respect him for preserving Starful Mood's fan sub of Hoshi no Kirby, a show I'd always look forward to watching after school on YouTube. If you want to leave a comment on the current archive of this video, please do not address any criticism with the word "you." Rather, just write "Snake Lover" instead. I've been through this exact situation before with my uploads of Podkrelima Ativina, and it's tiring to see people blame the uploader. Please respect Old Classic Gamer. That is all I ask. Thank you and enjoy the video.
Remember that meme I was talking about? Well, thanks to Kiev, I hope I'm saying this right, I was able to trace this statement back to this video, My Obsession with Turbofolk. I've seen this video floating around for a while, and I'm pretty sure that was after the original channel was taken down. Originally uploaded in June 2018, this video is a commentary video. Seriously, you could put some CSGO footage and it would actually be more fitting. As for the video itself, it's not that great. It just boils down to some guy who browsed Cocaina's catalog and took a crash course on the Yugoslav wars, made a video about it, and just called it a day. And don't get me started on the comments in this video because, my god, these people are very misinformed. And I'm baffled because I do my fair share of terrible research, but somehow this guy did a worse job than I did. Okay, no more stalling. Let's start from the beginning.
But before they were Yugoslavia, they were subject nations to other empires for centuries. So most of them have no recent history to really pull from. So they have to reinvent their senses of national pride.
Now, I understand that this point talks about the nation of Yugoslavia and its past, but there is so much more to this, such as the origins of Serbs and Croats, and how they were spread out across the big three nations. Not to mention the statement of no recent history to pull from. That's like saying that Native Americans were ruled by the Europeans for so long that they have to reinvent their identity.
The word turbofolk was coined by a guy who goes by Rambo Amadeus.
Okay, let's get something straight. Rambo did indeed coin the term turbofolk, but what they call turbofolk on their home turf is not the same as what we Westerners deem turbofolk. Actually, I'm pretty sure it's just known as patriotic or war songs down there.
The subject matter of Serbian turbofolk is usually about being at war with a certain country, how they don't like a certain country, how Serbians are some sort of heavenly people, or just about being alcoholics.
Wait, you're wrong. It's not just being drunk, okay? You also have to love quest and talk about your gun that scares the ladies, and also a third leg of some sort. Come on, man.
The subject matter of Bosnian turbofolk is usually about God, or being Muslims, or how Bosnia is the greatest, or how everybody loves Bosnia and nobody will take Bosnia from us because we love Bosnia so much, and our love for Bosnia will stop anyone from taking Bosnia from us. I love Bosnia.
How is this any different from Serbian turbofolk? This is literally the same point you just made, but hello.
I honestly can't find like any Croatian turbofolk.
Good. I'm glad that this guy never went on the deep dive for this statement. If you didn't watch the previous video, Thompson was mentioned, and if you don't know his track record, he's said spremi, which is the equivalent to let's just say double H. And would you believe me if I said that this wasn't the only case? A good chunk of Croatian turbofolk does this. Praises the NDH, and also glorifies Ante Patilic, which, if you don't know, is the Croatian equivalent to that angry German man from World War II. I'm not sensationalizing anything, this is real, look it up. Going back on Thompson, he's also had a rap sheet of controversies. Even the Wikipedia doesn't even try to refute that he might have plagiarized some Chetnik songs.
He sings about Serbian Krajina and how Bosnia and Croatia should fuck off.
Okay. He isn't wrong with that statement, but I would appreciate it if he would show some examples. Seriously, I've got most of Baya's war tapes in my collection, and the Discogs pages were up at the time. None of the songs he explicitly talks about cover this. Now, if you're wondering what albums specifically talk about that, these are the albums that I know for sure he's addressing Croats in, and these are albums that he's referencing Bosnians in.
Baya is the kind of asshole who named one of his albums War and Peace.
Oh boy. Okay, I'm not a Baya stand. Now, I'm going to be putting on a tinfoil hat right now, so I do apologize if I am way off the mark. I'm pretty sure that this album wasn't titled because he was being a little smug. As a matter of fact, if you took 5 minutes to track down each song and look at their lyrics, it's more of a contemporary album in the dictionary sense. Dealer is about trading currency, which makes sense, you know, the inflation of the dinar. Zatvor is... God forgive me for saying this. Serbian victimhood. Yeah, I know, I don't like saying those words, but let's move on. Thought that was social commentary on how everyone perceived Serbs at the time. Gavrilo was an alleged adaptation of the song The Dying of Gavrilo, written by Prince of Gavril. Dražo is about social unrest. Jovo, getting people to go out there and fight the war, I guess. And finally, Greshnik talks about people leaving their homeland due to conflict, feeling that their voices were unheard. So I can definitely say this is not an album that was titled in a smug manner, or however this guy interpreted it as.
He's also a pretty blatant plagiarist, as he's stolen melodies from lots of different artists, including the Rolling Stones. Why the fuck would you steal the riff from Satisfaction? He also stole a melody from Operation Winback on the N64?
This guy has to play more games and watch more shows. I'm pretty sure that this sample was used in numerous media with a similar premise. I should also mention that this plagiarism claim is half true, as I think it also depends on the choices made by the orchestra.
A fair amount of them aren't even that nationalist and can just apply to war in general.
Oh man, I'm a little mixed on this statement. While it is militaristic, it's also very patriotic. And I guess here in North America, patriotism and nationalism are good and bad respectively, but honestly are very much the same. You could even call some of these tapes... Give me a second. Forgive me guys, but you can call them propaganda to promote the good deeds his people did aside from the war crimes. Yeah, I know, I slandered Rocky, and I don't endorse those words I said either, but you know, sensationalism and whatnot, One thing is for certain, you can't pretend like his songs can be applied to war in general.
Here is one song, Oi Alia Alio.
Okay, first off this. You type the song name into 2018 YouTube, you'd get the band name.
After Croatia split off from Yugoslavia in 1991, a horrible war broke out. Bosnia wanted to avoid that, so they split off from Yugoslavia the following year.
And then what happened? You know Rocky, and you know his songs, but one of his songs said it. What happened in Tinja and Smolucha? Come on, you know it. You know the words. And this is where I stop the video. This is around the 9-minute mark, and my man's going off on a 4-minute history lesson about the Yugoslav wars. Now I know why he's doing this, but it feels like the video's pace goes to a screeching halt. You had the beginning of the video to talk about this. Even better, just say that the song is Islamic phobic and anti-Tujman. It's not that hard. So with that said, what was the obsession part? Aside from the inconsistent ratings and praises, there's no real part of the video that ties into the title. It's just, ew, these songs are vile. Oh yeah, that's right. I like them, I guess. It really feels like this video title was a last-minute thought. It's sad because this had a good premise going for it, but unfortunately, it's another piece of Yugoslav-related content to toss in the bin. Alright, I guess I should go move on to my lost media. Huh? Oh,